There's just so much more to it than going down the narrow path of greed, you know? And, you know, if we get there, we know what to do with our money, you know?
Beautiful answer. So that so back into like a situation, you would think ideally that this would be like one of your greatest accomplishments, right? And that it would definitely fall under that category of big goals for the brand. So how did that collaboration start, and what's happening with it now? Start with how the collaboration start.
With NECA. So I was with my ex at the time, and he and I were basically, we knew a friend of ours at the time, or a friend of mine. Oh, our whole system's fallen over. I'm so sorry. We are literally wired over. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, I knew a friend who knew Randy at NECA, and they were interested in the dolls that I made for him, for my friend at the time. And I think they saw those and they wanted somebody who kind of knew the dolls, or like knew the character, to make it, or to make both of them. And they didn't want to do it in-house. So that was what I was told, they didn't want to do it in-house. And so we basically waited a few months after him telling us, like, hey, you know, this might be a thing. Just wait, you know, they'll email you or call us or something. And we're like, okay. So like a few months rolled by, nothing. And I think a few more months rolled by, and we were like, this might not be something. But then we got the email from Randy saying that would we like to turn our pieces into, you know, mass-produced pieces for the world to enjoy, or something like that, you know? And we were like, absolutely, that's awesome. We've been waiting to hear from you. You know, thank God, this is so cool. And then, of course, we started working. What we did was, we were so afraid to ask for, or to give them a price for what they were going to charge, because we didn't want to scare them away, but at the same time, we didn't want to shortchange ourselves and not know what it was worth, and you know. So we gave them a few options, and they chose one of the options, and then we went forth with that, sculpted the pieces. You know, there's stuff that in emails that was said.
This is Randy you're communicating with, right?
Yes, this was Randy Falk. Yeah, he's usually on every NECA box as like the creative director or something like that. So like, yeah, but so like, anyway, fast forward to, you know, broke up with my ex. We parted amicably. The NECA thing was still like sort of open because the COVID hit and everything too. So it was at a standstill. And then so when I met Mark, I was still sort of like in correspondence with them, but they weren't really emailing me back. And then, you know, one of the things that I kickstarted them, the correspondence with again, was asking them if they wanted the teeth trays for the dolls to put in, you know, so it would be a separate teeth and not part of the head. And I said, I have those too. I just didn't think, would you like those? And Stefan at the time, I think, was dealing with us, and in email. And he said, yes, send them right in, send them right over, please, give us tracking, and you blah, blah, blah. I mean, you know, I was really into this, and I was really working with them. And I was just thinking of ideas like, oh my God, yeah, this might be great to add to this too, but I wouldn't get anything back. I was just like, again, like that kid that was not invited to the party sleepover, and you brought your sleeping bag and your pillow, and everyone's got these cool sleeping bags, and yours is like beat up, but you're like happy to be there. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, fast forward to now, you know, it's just gotten darker and darker, and I don't understand why. I don't know what kind of threat we hold to them. We're just a company. We were an honest, you know, gay, you know, LGBT advocating, like, we're an open company like that. So like, I don't understand what threat we would cause or possess or pose, to be like shortchanged in this way.
And then be served a cease and desist. after not responding
Again,
to many emails.
That whole point, they read our posts. They had to have, I would hope. Their attorney did or something.
I tagged them, so they should have.
What you would take from that, what you would read from those, and then your takeaway is a cease and desist, I would be, if I were the attorney, I would seriously consider reading back through the emails, because I don't, or even the posts.
Yeah, I think they understand the situation. I think they know what's going on. I don't think they're that. I mean, to be as successful as they are, I don't think they have, bee brains working for them. It sounds like just a company with the power and influence doing whatever it is they think that they need to do to protect their image, and have control over the narrative. And one thing you said that stuck out to me was you said that you weren't getting emails, but then when you mentioned something about the tea tray, then you heard back from someone, and then you said, oh, okay, well, how about we add this? What about this? It's like they picked and they chose what to entertain. And when it was benefiting them, they responded. But I guess when it was more business and you guys trying to figure out how can we get on the box and all that specific things, that's when they weren't responding. Does that sound about right?
Right. Yeah, it was
here.
I mean, it was anything other than, do you have eye samples, or do you, this and that, like stuff.
He did more than the sculpt. He sent in wig samples, patterns.
I mean, yeah, we had a thing of
paint master.
We told them what
and he didn't even get credit for the sculpt. It's weird.
We told them what we could and couldn't do as far as a list that they came back at us with, saying like, let us know what you can and cannot do. And there was a lot of stuff on that list. This was all apart from the sculpting. So like we listed back what we could and couldn't do. And then we sent out certain things. And again, like the teeth, in my opinion, make the doll. Like the whole deal with them being separate pieces in there. And those teeth were sent, during COVID. Like that was like, as far as I remember, as far as I thought, it was just still open, like the conversation and the project.
And waiting for the contract agreement.
Yeah, it was just so strange. I don't know. I could dwell on this forever. We are constantly in a constant anxiety and trying to figure out the best way to approach this stuff. And we
just hope someone sees it and is able to hold our hand a little bit.